So, we're back. I literally just got done recording a video about whatever it is I was meant to say. A divine message of some sorts. But I'm going to show y'all this little, it's not really a collection, it's more of a just games that I have that I used to play. So, we're gonna start out with, I don't know how many games there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 games. I'm gonna go over all of them and read the back for each one. Make some sounds on them. And discuss how I feel about them and how enjoyable they were when I played them. So the first one is going to be Red Dead Redemption 2. This is a great game. It's a Wild Western game, or a Wild West game. And honestly, probably has one of the best story modes in the gaming industry, in my opinion. It was a really big game when it came out. It has amazing graphics. And I'm talking about amazing graphics. It looks really real. Made by Rockstar Games, and Rockstar Games is a good company. They're like every other corporation and company. They're too greedy. They make good games though. I might do this. Yeah. That's better. Also, I'm gonna have to do something towards the end. Get a little bit of a thumbnail. That's the inside of the case. The disc. There's actually 2 discs. So let's read the back, shall we? A Rockstar Games production, America, 1899. The end of the Wild West era has begun. After a robbery goes badly wrong in the western town of Blackwater, Arthur Morgan and the Vanderlyn gang are forced to flee with federal agents and the best bounty hunters in the nation massing on their heels. The gang must rob, steal, and fight their way across the rugged heartland of America in order to survive. As deepening internal divisions threaten to tear the gang apart, Arthur must make a choice between his own ideals and loyalty to the gang who raised him. And then it says a bunch of other stuff about, it being a mature game and Xbox One settings and all that. Great game. Great game. Now we got WWE 2K19. I bought this even though it was like a couple years old when I bought it. Just because one of my buddies wanted me to buy it so we could play some of it. And even though it was a couple years old, it was still $60. Like, what the hell? It's probably just because it's a 2K game. That's the back. Let's see. This is in Spanish, and I don't know how to speak Spanish. As My Career, 2K Towers, Daniel Bryan. I don't know why it's in Spanish. Maybe so Spanish people can read it. But you know, the only thing I gotta say about this is I only played it for like a couple days and then I stopped playing it. It was a waste of money in my opinion. But whatever. The next game is Madden 17. I barely played this as well. I don't really play a lot of sports games other than I used to play NBA 2K a lot. The basketball game. But other than that, I didn't play a lot of sports games. I only played this a couple times as well, probably. I'm pretty sure I got this when I got my Xbox. My Xbox is like a special edition for, I'll get to it in a minute when I get to the game. I think I have it on disc. The game came with the Xbox. Alright. Take your team all the way. Your big decisions put you at the center of your championship run. Run like an all-pro with new and easy access ball carrier moves. All new commentary team brings excitement to every play. Get your fantasy fix in Ultimate Teams and draft champions. Yeah. Made by EA Sports, one of the most greediest companies in the gaming industry. But what you gonna do? EA just does whatever they can to make money off of their consumers. And I don't blame them, they're a company, you know, but anyways, the next game is one of my favorites. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. It's like a tactical shooter. It's supposed to be a little bit realistic, but it's not all the way realistic. Great game. Amazing game. I am really good at this game. I used to be really good at this game. I haven't played in a while. And I will say that not all my games are on disc. Most of them are downloaded and are on my PC. So it's a mix between PC games and Xbox games, but I switched to PC, even though a lot of my games are on Xbox. But the PC is just a lot smoother, so. Yeah, this was the Year 2 Gold Edition, which came with the Gold Pass or whatever. Siege Today, inspired by the reality of counter-terrorist units around the world, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege invites you to step into the assault boots of unique counter-terrorist operations and lead your team through thrilling and destructive team-based combat. Infiltrate, defend, and dominate team-based strategy and intense combat. The art of destruction. blast through walls and breach floors to defeat the enemy. Lead an elite force, a variety of unique operators, and it has all the Year 2 Gold Edition and what's included with it. This is actually a really good game, probably one of the best games of its time, in my opinion, because they introduced into an FPS map destruction, so you can breach through walls and stuff, just like real life when you need to. Great game. You never know, there might be a day where I show some gameplay of it on the channel. Anyways, that's Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. One of my favorites, like I said. Actually, I'm gonna put this one over here for later. Now we got Star Wars Battlefront Deluxe Edition. Here's the bag. I played this for a little bit. It's alright. Star Wars Battlefront. I used to be a really big Star Wars geek, and then I moved away from it. I don't know why I moved away from it. But one thing I will say is that it was a little bit disappointing, this game. I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was, but it wasn't. It's basically Star Wars edition of Battlefield. Apparently this has a disc in it, so I want to look in there. Oh, I know what it's talking about. I remember taking it out when I first opened it. A long time ago. Immerse yourself in your Star Wars battle fantasies. Master the Battlefront with iconic Star Wars characters. And then it has a bunch of game items that came with the edition. Unlock 5 exciting in-game items. Take to the skies in epic Star Wars dogfights. The Battle of Jakku, the DLC access included. It was an online game. I think there was local multiplayer, but it was alright. Now we got another one of my favorites. Battlefield 1. Still to this day, it's an amazing game, even though it's a little bit old. But this is the game that came with my console, and my console's like a military green. I would show you, but I don't feel like taking the camera and going all the way around and so forth, so on and so forth. But this one is made by EA as well, just like most of the other ones. This is a war game based in World War I, and it's really immersive. The graphics are still amazing to this day. The immersion is just amazing. It showcases how deadly and all-out bad war is, really, especially in the campaign. The first fight in the campaign is just despicable. It basically showcases, like, you play as a bunch of soldiers, and then when you die, it showcases their real name and their date of when they died. And most of them were really young. A bunch of young men just went to war and died. All because humans hate humans. Humans causing their own suffering, their own pain, their own chaos. All because of the wanting of more money, more power, more greed. experienced the dawn of all-out war. It captures everything I love about Battlefield, IGN says. It had actually a couple of awards. Epic 64 player multiplayer battles, earth-shattering destruction, war stories from around the world. Everything about this game is perfect. I don't really have anything bad to say about this, like, at all. You can drive tanks, horses. There's a giant behemoth train that you can drive. Planes, guns. It's even got it's got an airship too. Like, everything about this is just amazing. I think I'll save this one for the side too. I'm gonna put my favorite games on the thumbnail. This is the next game. For Honor. I was really terrible at this game. I used to have a buddy that used to play with me on this game, but since then we've parted ways. He was actually the reason why I got it, because he wanted me to get it. So I got it. I was terrible at it. I'm not very good at combat, like fighting games, like where you need to learn combos and stuff. I don't know why, just not. I'm very good at driving games, survival games, and shooters. Noble knights, brutal Vikings, fearless samurai, when the world's greatest warriors collide, who will reign supreme? Best of E3 2016 winner GameSpot. Master the art of battle with 12 deadly weapons. Fight together in visceral multiplayer combat. Clash against Apollyon in the epic story campaign. It was fun while it lasted. I never got good at the game, ever. But it was fun. This is the next game. Need for Speed Rivals Complete Edition. The Need for Speed series is pretty good. Some Need for Speeds aren't as good as the other Need for Speeds, but they're still fun driving games. I like this Need for Speeds that have cops and robbers. So you run from the cops, but you're a robber, or you can play as a cop. This one you can play as a cop or the robber, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. Includes 6 DLC packs, comprehend 6 packs, has a bunch of extra cars in the packs, and that's really it. That's all it says on the back. The graphics were pretty good at the time. I just feel like the best part about that game was how you could play as a cop or robber. That was pretty new for Need for Speed games back in the day. The next game, Battlefield 5. I don't like this as much as Battlefield 1, but it's still a good game. It's a war game, or FPS shooter based on World War II. The best part about this game, in my opinion, was probably how, if you were a squad leader, you could go on this V1 rocket and just blow up everybody on the map. Not everybody, but a good section of the map. And it sounded really fucking sick when it started coming in. biggest conflict, World War II, as you've never seen it before. 64-player multiplayer across the tides of war. Battlefield's biggest battles yet, grand operations, and untold war stories. You know, the launch for this was very slow, I'm not gonna lie. It was big at first, and then slowly it started to die, even though there's still players that play it now. It's just not as popular as it used to be. This is another one of my favorites. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Sorry for the background noise, I got a bunch of retards living with me. And excuse that word, I'm not using it in a negative connotation or a negative way. I'm just using it because it's, I don't know, it just sounds funny. I use it jokingly, not seriously. I would never make fun of someone with a disability. Best parts about this game was the multiplayer. I really enjoyed the multiplayer on this, with Nuketown and all that. In my opinion, one of the prime Call of Duties. It also had zombies, but I wasn't too good at zombies on this one, even though I enjoyed zombies. I would always die pretty early on, but I had a friend that, and I still do, he's really good at zombies, especially this one, and he would always have to res me. So Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Gold Edition. The best-selling game on Xbox One. DLC Pack 1 Awakening, delivering 3 expansive and distinct game experiences, campaign co-op, multiplayer, and zombies. Like I said, the zombies is pretty good on this. Everything's pretty good on this, in my opinion. Even the multiplayer was, loved it. One of the best, some of the best moments I had in a multiplayer COD game, other than Cold War. I liked Cold War, even though not a lot of people liked Call of Duty Cold War. But I don't have the disc version of that, I have the downloaded version of that, so. This is like, it will be forever be one of my favorites. I don't play it anymore, but I grinded the hell out of the online version of this. Grand Theft Auto 5. See, with this game, I would come home from school, get on the Xbox, and grind the hell out of this game. Like it was a job. I would get a bunch of money and stuff and just spend it on a bunch of stuff in the game, so then I could just absolutely shit on other players whenever I got into combat with them, because there's PvP combat. You can do whatever you want in GTA. That's why it's amazing. It's like a dream in a dream. A dream with unlimited possibilities. That's what a dream is, isn't it? Rockstar Games presents a Rockstar North production when a young street hustler and a retired bank robber and a terrifying psychopath find themselves entangled with some of the most frightening and deranged elements of criminal underworld. The U.S. government and the entertainment industry, they must pull off a series of dangerous heists to survive in a ruthless city in which they can trust nobody, least of all each other. Features across the board graphical and technical enhancements for a deeper, more vibrant world. Returning players get special access to vehicles, weapons, collectibles, and more, including all Grand Theft Auto Online and Grand Theft Auto 5 free to access content updates. The campaign is pretty good, the story mode, but the prime of it is GTA Online. You can just do whatever you want on there and have fun with friends and stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna get a thumbnail real quick. Hopefully y'all don't mind. And I'm gonna keep this in the video, because why not? Alright. Let me put these back real quick, and then I'll say my goodbyes to you. It's always saddening when I cut the video because I say goodbye to you. I enjoy my time on the camera with you. Just me and you. Okay. So, I love you. Stay present. Stay safe.